And of course, it's we talk about user interface. That's for the phone, smartphones, because a lot of features to make it simpler for users, the intuitive to use. So the user interface and for multimedia, they are both important for creating the API for that. The last thing we introduce together with this generation of smartphone is also synchronization. Synchronization between a phone and the PCs. That is something that we quite believe that when users are having the smartphone, having a lot of IT features, so we have to offer something very simple between the data sharing between one-hand device and two-hand device. Okay, so that's the reason we started to offer synchronization among the IT products Acer is offering. We offer the data synchronization. We also offer that personal management systems to manage in between. When I mentioned about PIM, it means about a contact list, about the scheduling. So you can have those things to share and sync whenever you're getting home, side by side between your one-hand device and two-hand devices to synchronize. But is that good enough? At the time we introduced that, we believe that some users they can go home and do the synchronization. We also believe a lot of time users, when they are on the road, they want to sync too about their data, about their schedule, about their contact list. So that's why we also introduced the cloud sync. So not only side by side at home, but also when you are traveling, you can connect back to your home, that's PCs, synchronizing your data, and also synchronizing with the cloud services. The first set of the cloud services we provide is a Google cloud services. So you can have the picture sharing under Picasa. You can have the video sharing that's through the YouTube. So that is the first set of things. Okay. At the very last stage, when I'm closing my presentation, I'm going to talk about that. There's a lot of things that synchronization should consider in the longer term. So let me come back to that much later. So before I'm leaving, that's the smart handheld we are announcing today. That's A1, Acer smartphone. That's the last thing to mention on the smartphone. Definitely, this generation of products we're introducing, they are having all the multi-touch function on the phone. Okay, and so that is given because there is a one-hand device. That's the de facto standards becoming recently. But I'm going to talk about the multi-touch, not only on the smart handheld, but also going into the IT products, the desktop, notebook, the monitors. Why multi-touch is important for the IT products as well? Okay, you know that the users always searching for intuitive user interface, including not only the software, but also the hardware. There was a reason of the creation of mouse. There was also the reason of creation of the touchpad and touch the knob. That's the the pointy stick. Okay, so the people continue to pursue about the newer and that's the more intuitive, faster way of the user interface to be. Okay, so that is a multi-touch coming into our attention. Okay, today is a very beginning of the multi-touch for ID products. So there are a lot of available technology. You heard about capacity type, about the screen, the interfacing with between users and the system. You heard about resistor type. You also heard about the optical type. Okay, so there's a lot of things evolving, but it's very similar to the technology. Whatever there are multiple choices, they either ended up with the converging into one, like a beta VHS, like Blu-ray, versus the Toshiba. That's used to be the Super DVD system, and all conversion into one, or they will be used for different purposes. Okay, so that is the thing we are observing now. And that's we like to think about that's multi-touch in this way. This is very intuitive to use. And that's why it's intuitive, because this is more backward rather than forward. Think about that's a human being, that's people using their hands to do a lot of things, touching, that's moving, and pulling, all those things. And they started to learn about typing, using click of the mouse later. So the more intuitive way actually on the IT industry is thinking about more backward. We're not learning to use a new device. You just see it, touch it, and have it. Entertainment is going to be the first one. Very simple. When you are at home, when you are watching TV or using your washing machine or your refrigerator, always there's a simple button and touch, and it functions. So that is the reason we believe entertainment on the PCs should be the first thing to experience about the user trends for the entertainment category. And last thing to mention on the multi-touch, I like to highlight here. Multi-touch is something very new. There's a lot of the areas to be improved in next 2 to 5 years to make it much better off. So just like a mouse, if you remember, the mouse started to have the ball, rolling ball, the silicon ball, and now we have the optical sensor to be more precise, to be less the requirements for the surfaces. Same thing will happen on the multi-touch. There's a lot of things to expect on the multi-touch. On not only the entertainment, or on entertainment is a lot of to evolve. And beyond that, also on the productivity. On the commercial side, productivity, there's a lot of applications you can also expect from the multi-touch to come in next many years.